All right. Looks like I have an excellent connection. Make sure my sound is working. Good. Well, I normally don't do this. And this is not going to be monetized. It'll be up for a while and it's going to be taken down. I normally would not go and have something like this on my channel. But we have an absolute piece of crap. And here's why. He just premiered his diss track of Irate Alex. Okay, yeah, whatever. Fine, don't care. The only problem is that he brought up Irate Alex's medical condition, which is MS, for those who don't know. Irate Alex is another YouTuber who has been back and forth with Gman and Shani and several others. But he is saying, well, it's a diss track and everything goes. And it's like, no, it doesn't. This guy's bragging about being Christian. He brags about how he is better than everybody else. And then he turns around and he goes and starts making fun yet again of somebody's medical issues. And I'm livid, and he thinks it's funny that I'm livid. The problem is I live with somebody with MS. I've cared for lots of patients with MS over the years. That disease is hell in itself. Lou Gehrig's is probably worse. There are other diseases that are worse, but this is not fun. Because part of it is when you're dealing, and it depends on the type of MS because there's multiple types. And they don't know with Irate Alex right now if he has relapsing remitting or if he has primary progressive. I haven't found out from him, so I'm not going to say. But there is a stage of MS where the nerves die, and it's extremely painful. And there's very few medications, only a couple probably, that can take care of that pain. And they're doing studies to try and slow the progression of it. And they're trying to do studies, especially against primary progressive, where a lot of the lesions are on the spine. In relapsing remitting, the lesions will be a lot of areas in the brain, and they'll shrink and go away, and then they'll come back, which is why some people go, I've been cured of MS, and that ends up not being the case either. And with primary progressive, there is no remission. If you have a remission, it's because you can feel more pain, because once the nerves are gone, then you don't have the nerve function of being able to handle pain or anything else. Also comes along with both of these, you see MS patients in wheelchairs and stuff, and once in a while they can stand and all of that, and a lot of that is the relapsing remitting, the one that goes into remission. But eventually the person loses total mobility. A lot of people lose the ability to eat, lose the ability to walk. It can affect the cognitive centers of the brain. It can make a person go blind. It can affect the blood circulation in the limbs and cause the same symptoms as diabetes, where sometimes they can actually lose limbs if they get a wound they don't even recognize is there because they can't feel it. And so yeah, this disease is absolutely horrible. And this child, this little boy who's so proud of himself in his 40s, who has absolutely no understanding of anything and thinks that he does, because He believes in the Bible. Oh boy. Well, he understands a little bit. He understands that eating healthy and working out can keep you healthy longer. Okay. Yeah, fine. But that's it. He doesn't know the mechanisms of anything. This is the same guy who turned around and said that the only reason the only thing that magnesium does in the human body is help keep you hydrated when it's needed for cardiac and muscle function too, because it helps the muscle fibers contract. I mean, this guy's had evolution explained to him for years. He's had all sorts of things explained to him over the years. And this was just so incredibly stinking insulting. And then he's saying, well, he brought up, he said in his diss track that, well, Irate Alex has MS, so he's in fear. You don't sit there. You know what? If you do diss tracks like that on people, you're a piece of crap. And that's what you are, Gman, is a piece of crap. You think you're going to some stupid heaven? If your heaven exists and you're going there, I don't want to be there with you. Because you're a piece of crap. You think it's funny. I love how some of this comments you made here. And yeah, I was mad. I started getting mad and I started swearing in the live chat. But he's saying he's giggling like a schoolgirl. I said he deserves his hell. He really does. He believes in hell. He deserves it. And then he's quoting a Bible verse at me. And then he's saying, let the games begin. And I don't know what a diss track is. And I said, you don't know what a decent human being is. And he did this to Sabella, too, making fun of her not being able to have children. I think it was Sabella. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. My daughter was listening to this and said, what the heck is wrong with him? What a human piece of crap. Absolute garbage. Take this as my diss track, G-Man. You're a piece of trash. Absolute trash. You know what gets me? I was even concerned when you mentioned you're not working on how you're doing. But you don't know how to be concerned about anybody else and ask how they're doing. Was there any human decency? Hey, Alex, before I do this, or anything, are you doing okay? There was nothing like that. You don't know what a fucking human being is. And you're a fucking piece of shit. So there's your diss track. You can take it and shove it up your ass.